Today's video is brought to us by the folks from Learn Chinese from Movies, and I'm happy that it is because I do want to address a question that was left on one of my more recent videos. It says, I know I'm not entitled to suggest videos, I'm not a member, blah, blah, blah. You can be a member if you want to. You can check. Click that join button. So there's not a single video on YouTube giving detailed, meaningful instructions on how to listen to Mandarin and build up the comprehension and so on and so on. Did you make deliberate efforts to learn to listen outside classes for syllables, then two, then three, and so on? Or you just relied, as some claim to do, on the music of the sentences as a whole? Thanks for all the nice content. Okay, let's jump into this question because it actually ties beautifully in to our sponsors here because they seek to sort of solve this problem a little bit. First thing I would say is you have to, I guess, learn Chinese based on your need and also your interest. Like, have you ever been in that situation? You got all your books out and you want to study, you're really motivated to study, and then you open that book and see what the lesson is today or what you were planning on studying today, and it's just like, I don't feel like studying today, but I guess I gotta do it. I'm just gonna put on a movie. It's a real problem, and it happens at every single level of language. So for example, when I was first learning Chinese, my main needs were, can I say hello to someone? Can I buy food? Can I get drinks? That was the main thing, along with my classes. And honestly, in terms of your question, there's not a single answer. I would say you first really start to pick up the language in syllables, and just a few basic chunks. You know, if you're gonna listen for numbers, for example, like you'll hear like 25块钱, and then you hear, okay, I heard 20, so it's 20. I'll give them 30 just in case, and then they'll give you 5 and change back, and then all right, so it was 25. Okay, so the 25. Okay, then you learn that, or 25块钱, and then you hear, oh, I heard 钱, so that's what is 钱? Oh, 钱 is money. And then the next time you'll hear 块钱. And so, oh, kuai qian, but kuai means like pieces of money. And then you hear and then you figure out that kuai actually means yuan. It's like saying bucks instead of dollars in the USA. So 25块钱, okay, fine, 25块钱. And then, that's functional, right? And then you learn, 这个, 那个, 这些, 那些, these, this, that, these, and those. And you put little pieces together, and there's no magic solution. And one thing, funnily enough, was that it's another reason why this sponsorship is so great, is that I learned a lot of my Chinese through watching movies. Funnily enough, I learned a lot of my Chinese through watching TV shows, and not in the way that you would think. So what I did was I started watching American movies and American TV shows and read the Chinese subtitles underneath. And it sounds weird. So I watched things like The Big Bang Theory, for example, or How I Met Your Mother, and things like this, because there's a lot of content, right? And they're all subtitled. So I would hear a phrase that I thought might be useful. I might hear someone say, what's up? And then at the bottom, they would say something in Chinese like 还好吧, or say 最近怎么样, or something like that, or 你好吗? And so I was like, okay, so I've got 3 phrases that I can use right there that mean what's up. And then, of course, the response comes after that. What's the response to what's up? Not much. And then the person will say 还好, or something like that. And then so you learn that call and response for at least that one greeting. And then there are other situations that you'll see come up in movies and in TV shows, and you just pause it, you look at the Chinese, you write it down, and then, you might see that come up in a Chinese movie that you're watching. And what's really great about this sponsorship, Learn Chinese from Movies, they have a catalog of movies that you can watch. They have Chinese movies, they have American movies, all pretty new stuff. They have some classics, and they have new things that, allow you to see the movies that you like, and they've dubbed them in Chinese, so they're dubbed in Chinese. But if it's movies that you've seen before, then you know what they're saying. You know kind of the general plot line of that particular movie. They've subtitled it in English, they've subtitled it in Pinyin, and they've subtitled it in Chinese characters. So there's a lot of subtitles going on. And if you sign up for certain memberships, you can get transcripts. You can get line-by-line kind of transcripts of all of the subtitles, and you can use that to study. And because it's dubbed, you can hear native Chinese speakers speaking in these situations that you know from, certain movies. What's beautiful about movies is that there are so many of them out there covering all sorts of storylines, and they're super engaging and they're fun. There's superhero movies and there's mysteries. There's, literature-based movies. There's all these great movies out there that you can learn from. And that's what Learn Chinese from Movies aims to help you with. It's to find a more engaging form in which to study. You've got the movies, you've got the subtitles, which you can turn on and off, of course. You've got the transcripts, you've got the stuff that you need right there. So you can stop and you can pick out these little bits of language that you want to study. And they're also adding movies every week. Every month there's 4 new movies that come out that they've subtitled, that they've transcribed, and it's just an awesome idea. It's an awesome idea for people to learn at their own pace and to use something that they actively enjoy in their language study. And what's really interesting to me is I was going through this website and I was watching a couple of the movies. I found it very interesting because those of us who are bilingual, there's a switch that kind of gets turned on. You learn to turn on your Mandarin brain and your Mandarin way of thinking, your Mandarin identity. You've got 2 identities within yourself. And it's really interesting watching an American movie, especially, being done in Chinese with these different accents and with the intonation and the cadence of Chinese. And it sort of blends in both mindsets, both of my identities, which is sort of a new thing. I didn't expect it to be as interesting as I thought it would. I didn't think it would be that interesting, I should say. And like I said before, this was a real way that I actually used to learn Chinese, and I found it very, very helpful. It's way more helpful than just a few note cards, a few index cards with vocabulary words and things like that. You can see it in use. And that's really important when it comes to language, being able to see it in use. So I think first, watch whatever movie that is. Watch it in English so you know what's going on. And then watch it in Chinese with those subtitles and make a few notes of those phrases you want to learn. Make a few notes of those phrases that you think you can apply in your life. Pick a movie where that corresponds to your needs. And I think that's about it. That's all there is to it. The rest is up to you. You're not being forced to study. It's your choice to go and pick these movies. I like these movies also because there's a mix of these Chinese movies that I had heard of, but I'd never seen before. And so it's something new for me. It's a lot of these classic Chinese movies and a few modern ones. They're all like top mainland Mandarin films. And it gives you an insight into how the Chinese make movies and famous actors and actresses, as well as the dialogue that's used. So fantastic, man. I love this product. I wish I had thought of something like this for myself because it seems like it'd be a good business idea. So I do have an affiliate link for this. So if you want to go to the website, Learn Chinese from Movies, LCFM.watch, actually, LCFM.watch. So you go to that website using the affiliate link that I have down below in the description. And if you sign up, I get a little bit of that. So, that would be cool. So you can support this really great business idea and you can support me a little bit with that link. So yeah, please check out the description down below. And that's about it. Thank you all very much for watching. Good luck in your Chinese study. And if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I'd love to answer them. So I'll see you all next time. There is no magic bullet. There is no secret sauce. It's all down to you. And I would suggest find the way that makes sense for you. It might be a little disappointing, but just give it a shot. Throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. And one of those things that you can throw at the wall is Learn Chinese from Movies.